Hello and welcome to episode 192 of Rivers Arcade Review. My name is Zed. My channel is dedicated to the coin-operated video games of yesteryear. Today I'll be reviewing a random game, Space Invaders II. Space Invaders II was released in 1980 by Midway. My first time playing this game was on MAME. Space Invaders II is a space shooter game in which you control a missile base with a two-way joystick and a fire button. You need to shoot down a continuous barrage of space invaders. Space Invaders 2 is a 1 or 2 player simultaneous game where players play head-to-head against each other. Player 1 will play on one end and Player 2 will play on the opposite end. This game was only released in the cocktail cabinet and had the same control panel as Galaxian and the original Space Invaders. This game also used a black and white monitor with colored overlays. From bottom to top, the color overlays goes from red to orange to yellow to green to blue to 2 lighter shades of green and then to yellow. Player 1 will control the red base and Player 2 will control the yellow base. Each player will begin with 3 ships and receive an extra life at 1500 or 2000 points based on management settings. If you shoot the opponent's missile base, you will steal that ship from them, adding 1 to your stock. Each player will begin with 3 rows with 11 invaders each. First 2 rows will have invaders worth 10 points each, and the third row will have invaders worth 20 points each. Player 2's invaders have a slightly different look, although the scoring is the same. These enemies will fire bombs at your base. Just above your base will be 4 barriers with the round number on them. These barriers will be damaged by enemy shots as well as your shots. If an invader's shot hits your ship, you will lose a life. Just like the original Space Invaders games, the invaders will march back and forth and drop a level each time they reach the edge of the playfield. Once the invaders reach the right side of the playfield, the UFO will fly in from the right and will add an additional row of 20-point invaders. If you shoot the UFO before all the invaders have been delivered, no more will appear. For Player 2, all items mentioned will be reversed, so instead of when the invaders reach the right side of the screen, the UFO will deliver the invaders when the invaders reach the left side of the screen. This will happen one more time when the invaders reach the right side of the playfield. The UFO will now add a row of 30-point invaders. After delivering the 30-point invaders, the UFO will only fly across, which can be shot for extra points. You will earn between 50 and 525 points randomly for shooting the UFO. You need to shoot these invaders in order to advance to further rounds. You can also shoot the opponent's invaders for extra points. Just like the previous Space Invaders games, the invaders will move faster the fewer numbers, although when the reinforcements appear, they will begin moving slightly slower. Once all invaders on your end of the playfield have been destroyed, a new fleet of 33 invaders will appear. This fleet will consist of the same 33 10 and 20-point invaders at the beginning of the game. Although the invaders will begin at the same height, your base and barriers will be positioned 1 level up. Once you reach level 3, you will remain at the highest starting point for the rest of the game. Unlike other Space Invaders games, if the invaders land at your base's level, your game will not end, nor will you lose a life. Once the invaders land, they will continue to march back and forth, although if they contact your base, you won't lose a life. When this happens, your opponent will be able to shoot the invaders for points. If they shoot all the invaders, you will advance to the next level. If one player loses all their lives, the second player will still be able to shoot and score on their remaining invaders. If that second player clears the invaders from the first player's side, the first player will receive an extra life, although this will only happen once. If one player has lost all their lives and the invaders land on the opposing side, the invaders will continue moving left and right, as well as UFOs will continue to appear, although you will only lose a life if an invader shoots you. Once this happens, you will no longer be able to advance levels. During a one-player game, the computer will control the yellow base. The computer's base will shoot at you, although there will be no invaders on that side. I enjoyed playing this game and recommend playing it whether in an arcade setting or on an emulator. I like this game more than Gauntlet, but not as much as Versus Hogan's Alley, so Space Invaders 2 shoots its way into the 107th position overall. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any games you'd like me to review, please leave a message below or on my homepage. Please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to new videos on the first and third Sunday of the month.